Hi, I'm Leroy Hauser. I'm a CRS instructor, and I'm going to be teaching two CRS courses in the greater Chicago area in the very near future, and I want to tell you about these courses. On March the 6th, I'm going to be teaching CRS 111, Short Sales and Foreclosure, Protecting Your Client's Interest. And on March the 7th, I'm going to be teaching CRS 112, Guiding the Buyer in the Distressed Property Market, which is the buyer side of the distressed properties. These courses are both being taught in the same location in Elgin, Illinois, and they're being taught, as you can see, on successive days, which makes it less expensive and less time consuming to take them back to back. And even though they're being taught on successive days, please don't think that there is a overlap of the subject material from one course to the other. These programs offer a phenomenal amount of bang for the buck. For example, they both offer, or each of them I should say, offer 8 hours of credit towards your CRS designation. Both of them offer CE credits in the state of Illinois, and both of them satisfy the requirement for the SFR certification that's being offered by the National Association of Realtors. In addition to taking one of these courses, all a person has to do is to take 3 of the free webinars that are being offered by NAR, and you have that certification along with 100,000 other people who already have it. It is well worth getting. There are a lot of people who are of the opinion that the short sale and foreclosure and distressed property market is just about to come to an end, and they could not be further from the truth. As a matter of fact, we expect to see a surge in distressed properties in the ensuing 12 months. As a matter of fact, in 2011, there were 28,000 more short sale properties than there were in 2010. And it is estimated that there will be millions more foreclosures in the ensuing months. The Bureau of the Census has made it a fact that 1 in 10 American houses is vacant, and that 1 in 5 homeowners are underwater in their mortgage, which means they owe more on their mortgage than the house is worth. So it is almost a complete storm. There are going to be more of these properties, and until we get through this real estate market will not return to normal. Frank Serio and I, another CRS instructor, wrote these 2 programs. And we wrote them to be doable, logical, and usable. And I think you would find that if you took one of these courses, you'd be able to use the material the next day. But this material is not like the material that you would see in another CRS class, even though much of the material we covered could be used in other parts of your real estate business in addition to being used in the sale and listing of distressed properties. In CRS 111, the focus is on the selling side, the listing side of the transaction. And some of the features of this program that we talk about is, one is how to prevent your house from going to foreclosure. One of the traumas of a home buyer's life would be losing their house to foreclosure. In many instances, not only do they lose their house, but they lose their credit, and some people even lose their jobs because of it. And the problem we have is not enough people know how to prevent it to be of help to so many homeowners who are in trouble. You'll hear us talk about terms like recapitalization. You'll hear me talk about terms like loan modifications or forbearance. All of these are terms that are used to talk about ways in which houses can be saved. And one of the most popular things today is deed in lieu of, and we'll also discuss that. In addition to that, in CRS 111, is you will learn how to qualify a seller and a property to be sold as a short sale. Approximately 25% of all short sale transactions close, and that may be an overstated figure. The reason why so many fail to close is because they did not qualify to be a short sale in the beginning. Either the seller didn't qualify or the property didn't qualify. And as a result of that, a buyer spends months on end trying to buy a property that is not going to closing. You'll learn how to avoid this disaster. Another thing that you will learn is how to market short sale properties, which is vastly different than marketing a traditional brokerage property. In CRS 112, everything shifts to the buyer side of the transaction. And one of the things that you will learn in that program, which is so important, is how to prepare a buyer to buy a distressed property, which is totally different from buying a general brokerage listing. In a distressed property, there are no guarantees after the settlement. In a distressed property, you have to be careful because some of these houses are vacant. They have been vacant for a long time, and there may be things that are hidden that you need some help in finding out about them. Another part of CRS 112 is selling REO or bank-owned properties, as we call them. These properties represent a whole barrage of selling skills that are different from selling general brokerage listings. But the thing to remember about selling distressed properties is that all of them will be sold. Whereas in many markets, less than 50% of all the houses listed would be sold. And you know, these properties represent about 25 to 50% of all the properties that are sold in most of the real estate markets throughout this country. And there are far too many agents who've not availed themselves of the opportunities to help people save their house and at the same time make a few extra bucks for themselves. As a matter of fact, you can make a whole lot of extra bucks for yourself because the people who own these distressed properties are anxious and eager to sell them. At the end of this video, which is in the next couple of minutes, you're going to see a screen that's going to give you all of the contact information that you need to register for this course, and we expect the room to be filled. The Illinois CRS chapter has gone out of their way to make these accommodations good for you and I, and to make it possible for us to go and in 2 days cover a vast amount of material on a topic that is so important to the real estate industry. And I hope you're going to be there. I'm going to be there, and I'd love to see you. And if you have any questions, visit me on my website, which is www.leroyhouseseminars.com. I'd love to see you. You'd have an opportunity to sign up for my weekly blog. And if you have any questions, once again, please call me, send me an email. Hey, and I look forward to seeing you in the class.